What's up, Buff Riders? Welcome back. Rough to be Buff TV. I'm KG. Today we are talking about 11 exercises you can do with a glute and hamstring roller. This roller that I'm using is by Titan Fitness. You can also use the same exact one from Sorinex. So without further ado, let's get right into the exercises. So the main exercise everybody does with the glute hamstring roller is the 2-leg hamstring curl. I like to have my hands clasped out in front of my body. Make sure that you keep your hips off the ground. They don't need to be extended super duper high, but they do need to be up as you are driving your heels in the direction of your glutes. So that's the big thing here, is just making sure that the hips are tucked and making sure that you're leveraging your hamstrings as much as possible every single repetition. Second exercise is a variation of the first hamstring curl that we just went over. This is the 2 in and 1 out. So what we are doing is we are pulling the roller in with 2 feet, and then we are allowing that roller to go out with 1 foot on the eccentric part of the movement. This is a very, very challenging variation of this exercise. The hard part is really getting your foot back inside of that divot when you are replacing your foot back down onto the roller. So it's going to take some practice, but like with anything else, practice makes perfect. Slow, controlled reps as always. This is an awesome exercise to build up durable, strong hamstrings. So once you guys have mastered the 2 in, 1 out, you can go into your single leg hamstring curl. A very, very challenging exercise. I love variations because that's the spice. That's how we get better in the gym, is by varying our movements. And you do not need a whole lot of repetitions for the single leg hamstring curl. Anywhere between 5 and 10 should do. Now, to make life even more difficult on yourself, now we have added a band attached to a kettlebell. You just loop that band through the glute hamstring roller, and then you're doing the exact same exercise. You're pulling in those heels. That's just going to add some resistance. I would suggest using a very light band at first. You can see I'm working on some pauses here as well. Isometric holds with the bands kick your hamstrings asses. Literally, it makes the exercise so much more difficult when you have to pull in and isometrically hold. Another thing I want to talk about, and it's going to be coming up really quickly here, is foot positioning. You can see my feet are probably about shoulder width right now, but you can also vary your foot position. You're going to get a different stimulus in those hamstrings. You can see I got some quick repetitions there. Bringing those feet together will also intensify this exercise. So mix up your foot position. Moving into core exercises, we have body saws. Body saws, you're going to set up like a basic plank, keep the hips tucked. You want your spine to maintain parallel to the ground. I do not like to count repetitions. Just go until you feel like your core is aching and burning, and then stop right before mechanical failure. Next, we have some alligator walks right into knee to elbow tucks. So alligator walks into knee tucks. You can see basically I'm in a high plank. I'm walking out in a controlled fashion, trying to keep my hips square to the ground, not too much rotating in my midsection or trunk. I believe I do maybe 2 or 3 repetitions of this. I'm taking very, very small steps with my hand. And as you can see, I have a band attached. You do not have to do this with a band. I would actually recommend doing this without the band that just makes the exercise that much more difficult. So I'm just showing off here. So after you do your alligator walks, if you want to make life just really, really terrible, you can go right into your knee tucks. So basically driving your knees in the direction of your elbows without raising your ass too high. You can see my spine is staying fairly parallel to the ground. Do as many reps as you feel you need. Now, if you are an all-time badass, you will follow the alligator walk and the knee to elbow, the knee tuck with some pikes. Now you can see I'm raising my tailbone to the roof as if there were a puppet string attached to the top of my butt crack, and it's just pulling me up towards the roof, okay? Super duper tough exercise. If you follow this with the body saw, with the alligator walk, with the knee tucks, and then going into the pikes, your abs are going to be on fire. It's time to integrate some upper body. So a very simple way to do that, let's add in a push-up. So all we're doing here is going into push-up and knee tuck, anywhere between like 5 to 8 reps, push-up to knee tuck. Another variation of this, like we just did before with the pike, you can also go push-up to pike. Do these exercises back to back for maximum effect. Good luck. The last exercise we are taking a look at today is the side lunge or the lateral lunge. Set your foot up inside that divot, and you can also mess around with your hand placement. You can have your hands out in front of your face, arms straight. I also like to have the arms out to the side to help activate some scapular muscles, and you could also put your hands overhead to get overhead extension. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, this is KG, Rough to Be Buff TV, the glute hamstring roller. I bought this one off of Amazon for I believe 40 or 50 bucks, which is the Titan glute hamstring roller. You can also buy Sorinex's version of this for almost triple the price at $129. Thank you guys so much. As always, I will see you next time. Peace.